We've got a special one, guys. It's Goku versus Superman yet again. I want to say the final fight, but who knows? They might do another one someday, but I highly doubt it. So for now, we're gonna say this is Goku versus Superman, the final fight. We all know nothing's gonna change. Superman's still gonna win, but no, sorry, I don't know why I was doing that. Um, but even though we know the outcome, it's fun to watch the fights. Um, there is one thing I'll mention at the end of this fight because I've heard people complain about it before, and I want to point something out about it. But we'll get to that at the very end. It happens like during the last few moments of the fight.
Fight!
Alright.
Son Goku,
Again.
Superman. It's time to answer the ultimate question, and we're taking it all into play.
We're examining Superman's extensive mainline comic book canon. Given Dragon Ball Super's contentious continuities, we'll include all three, just to be thorough, plus Dragon Ball Heroes.
He's with
Okay.
my boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle. Far away, in an enchanted land, an old master found a boy and marveled at his uncommon strength. This is the story of Son Goku.
Chances are, if you've watched some localized anime, you can thank this guy.
Inspired by martial arts films and his wife's interest in Chinese culture, Akira Toriyama crafted the story and the character that would define generations to come.
Dragon Ball! Kakarot was born a low-class Saiyan on the planet Vegeta, narrowly escaped its destruction by Frieza, and was raised on Earth by happy old Grandpa Gohan.
Not just raised, but trained. Gohan
Full name Son Goku, birth name Kakarot, over 40 years old, 5'9", 175 centimeters, was taught by Grandpa Gohan, Roshi, Kami, King Kai, Whis, and Miras. Has taught Gohan, Oob, and Shallot. Nice, Shallot's awesome. Shirotakegi. Hobbies, eating, napping, and sports. Occupations, radish farmer, firefighter, and office worker. Really? His favorite foods are fish, orange soda, ramen, and basically anything. Is not a bad dad, you guys are just mean. Okay, no, see, that's one thing I'll say. He is a bad dad. Just because you're willing to defend your kid to the death or like give your life up to protect them does not make you a good parent. You know, Darth Vader was not a good dad just because he tossed the Emperor down a fucking hole and became a Force ghost at the end. Alright? He is still an asshole who cut off his son's hand, tortured his daughter, and fucking did, is responsible for the death of his wife. You know, Goku is not a good dad just because he trains with his son every once in a while or because he is willing to defend the planet and defend their lives and stuff. He still abandons them 99% of the time to go train with complete strangers on alien planets. Uh, would rather fight Vegeta 24/7 and spend time with his family and, you know, at one point would rather be dead than come back and spend time with his family, even though he knew he had a kid on the way. So he is a bad dad. He does not know how to raise children or be a family man. All he cares about is fighting.
began Goku's teachings in martial arts, which he would find to be his true calling under the guidance of Master Roshi. Specifically, he learned the Kame-sen and Ryu style, which focuses on discipline and tenacity, both of which strongly define Goku's character.
The more he learned, the more he wanted to improve. This little low-class monkey boy would prove that hard work and dedication can beat raw talent. Within just a few years, he was so strong, the only worthy teachers left were gods. And a talking cat, but mostly gods. When you're training to dodge lightning, you know you're a few leagues over everyone else.
He did have a slight advantage. Saiyans are naturally superhuman. They also take Nietzsche's famous words, "What doesn't kill you makes you stronger," very, very literally.
It's
Yeah.
almost unfair how much of a boost in power they get after they're hurt.
While Saiyans like Vegeta
Yeah.
may have abused this trait, it suits Goku. No matter how many times you knock him down, he will get back up, stronger than before.
It helps that he knows so many cool combat moves, like the
Cool, because he keeps
Kamehameha.
stealing them
Incredibly
from people.
powerful technique that focuses one's ki into a single point for a devastating beam.
So challenging, it took Roshi decades to master, but Goku got it in like 5 seconds.
It's
Well,
incredibly
he learned it
versatile,
like
with
5 seconds. Took him a bit longer for him to master it. After Image, Autonomous Ultra Instinct, Destructo Disc, Dragon Fist, Energy Landmine, Evil Containment Wave, Flight, Fusion Dance, which won't be helpful in this fight 'cause it's one-on-one. Godbind, Hakai, Instant Transmission, and Kaioken.
50 different variations. For example, Goku can curve the beam after firing, or even shoot it from his feet.
But unlike most Saiyans, he doesn't just use ki to blow shit up. Moves like the solar flare.
Kami Saiyan Ru, Kamehameha, Ki Sensing, Kai, Multiform, Rapid Movement, Rock, Scissors, and Paper, Spirit Bomb, Solar Flare, Telekinesis, and Telepathy.
Energy Landmine and Godbind require a lot more strategy and planning.
Because while Goku isn't exactly book smart, he is a genius when it comes to martial arts. He
Yeah.
doesn't just train to conquer his opponents, but to conquer himself.
He's also
Bro
got
is a
some
fucking fighting
different
prodigy.
moves, like trapping you in a rice cooker.
Well, pretty much any container could be used for.
The Dragon Ball Super manga states the Mafuba, also known as the Evil Containment Wave, is more difficult to cast on stronger targets. It can also be fatal to the caster.
the Mafuba sealing technique.
Then there's Kaioken, aka instant steroids. Goku's multiplied his power by 20 with it before, and in a movie, he even got it up to times 100. What
Oh,
a
shit.
badass!
The Genki Dama, or Spirit Bomb, is potentially his strongest.
The Spirit Bomb gathers life energy from the surrounding environment, life forms, and even planets. Goku has absorbed its energy in movies and in Dragon Ball Super.
Attack, but it requires considerable time. Unlike instant transmission, which is a teleport that's instant. The way it works is Goku detects another person, like a sort of beacon, then teleports to their location by launching himself through an alternate dimension where time stands still. Yes, according to the Daisenshuu guidebook, it's a dimension hop. You can actually see this in between space in some movies and games.
And the dubs wanted us to think it shot Goku's molecules around at light speed. Silly English.
The dubs did more than that.
Ki, God Ki, which allows for pressure and healing. Protects against demonic magic and is undetectable by most mortals. The Flying Nimbus, which has a max speed of 650 kilometers per hour or 400 miles per hour, which, I mean, he can fly way faster than that, so what's the point? The Power Pole, a staff that obeys one's will and can stretch over 400,000 kilometers or 250,000 miles. And as if you remember in the first fight, which I'll link the other two fights at some point, probably maybe at the beginning, or maybe I'll do it here. But in the first fight, if you remember right, he used the power pole pretty effectively against Superman due to it being magic. Sensu beans, and he has heroes exclusive abilities such as Dimensional Domain, God Meteor, Shenron Mode, and status buffs and debuffs.
In fact, early dubs of Dragon Ball Z tried to rewrite Goku as a Superman figure. Even his famous speech on Namek about being the light in the darkness was originally about him coming to terms with his Saiyan heritage, accepting his anger and pride, avenging his people by defeating Frieza, and declaring himself the Super Saiyan.
Hell yeah! If there's any scene that deserves the word epic, it's when he went gold. Super.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome.
Garden of Life. Get back to the garden.
Oh, hello there. Come on in. Welcome to my home. We're going to be doing a complete house tour. It's crazy.
Super Saiyan and its sequel.
But yeah, that's another thing everybody always gets wrong about Goku. He's said it himself. He's not a hero. He's never claimed to be a hero. Everyone always calls him that, but he's not. Just because he saves the planet, it doesn't make him a hero, because he never meant to save the planet. He's fighting because the guy is strong. He likes to fight. Him saving the planet is always kind of just a byproduct of him kicking the ass of the strongest guy because they happen to also be evil.
All have official power multipliers, but they threw us for a loop by turning Goku into a god.
Super Saiyan God certainly changed things up. Goku gained Divine Ki, a pure form of Ki unspoiled by mortal hands. Unlike normal Ki, it can't be detected and appears to have healing properties.
Kinda like Senzu beans. Did you know one Senzu has so much healing juice it can regenerate a person's lost limbs?
Damn.
You're missing out.
God Goku
Can regenerate limbs, so in the future timeline then, when Gohan gave the sensu bean to Trunks, if he had eaten it, he could have saved his arm. That changes things for me. I always assumed like he gave it to Trunks because it's like there's one left, and all it would have done was like stop the bleeding and stuff. So I figured, he was like the kid needs it more. But yeah, that changes things if he could have regrew his arm. I don't know, maybe he should have let Trunks die.
reached a level of power that could compete with the greatest of deities, nearly shattering the whole universe with a single clash on his first go. Dragon Ball's cosmology is unique. This model is said to be an accurate depiction of Universe 7, but there's a wrinkle there. When all of humanity went to heaven,
Because Boo went berserk.
Fidel commented that heaven is just as large as a universe, and the Daizenshuu backs her up.
And, that's heaven. Big planet.
So let's scale things up with that in mind. Doing so would make Universe 7 over 1,500 times larger than our own observable universe.
And Goku could destroy that much the first time.
Goku compares to Broly, who helped destroy the Dimension of Strange Swirling Lights, and is comparable to Cellmax, who attacks had the gravitational pull of black hole.
He went God. And he didn't lose that power. He learned how to use it even better, even in base form. Now, imagine how much stronger he became when he stacked Super Saiyan on Super
He has his Grade 8 form, Super Saiyan Full Power, Spirit Bomb Super Saiyan 2, Super Saiyan 3, Super Saiyan 4, Super Full Power Saiyan 4 Limit Breaker, Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan, Perfected Super Saiyan Blue, Ultra Instinct Sign, Perfected Ultra Instinct, True Ultra Instinct, and Giant Form.
Saiyan God and became Super Saiyan Blue.
Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan.
Yeah, not saying that. Or after he trained with some almighty angels. Or when he perfected the blue hairdo and stacked Kaioken on top of that.
Goku has certainly performed great feats with God Ki, breaking through Hit's time stop by forcing himself into the future, holding off Infinite Zamasu, who was a sentient.
Greater power levels in Dragon Ball can basically counter anything, including space/time based abilities, such as when Buu broke out the hyperbolic time chamber, and when Jiren overpowered Hit's Cage of Time.
Timeline, defeating Jiren, who shook the entire world of Void by just walking.
He even tried out Hakai, the destruction god move that nopes you out of existence. Your being and your soul erased from all of time and space.
Culminating in his greatest form, Ultra Instinct.
Chrome Goku isn't a normal
Saved Bora, Namekian's Universe 7 and Xenoverse, broke Kachi Kachen, disrupted and escaped the Pretty Black Hole. Super Saiyan 3 shook the Afterlife, downed Jiren, who had surpassed the God of Destruction, survived Energy of Destruction, Dark Key, and the Dark Factor, took down Demigrog, who threatened the entire multiverse, and defeated King Piccolo, Frieza, Majin Buu, Mira, Android 21, Moro, and Xeno Goku.
transformation. It's a state of mind. Ultra Instinct is the highest peak of martial arts, subconsciously making optimal choices because you're in the zone. doing without thinking.
Something Goku has always been trained to do. Technically, it can be used in any form, but when perfected, Autonomous Ultra Instinct makes you untouchable. No matter what comes his way, Goku will automatically dodge, block, and counter to the best of his ability, even pushing his body well beyond his physical limits. So far beyond, in fact, Ultra Instinct can summon a massive avatar to defend him when his own body can't.
That sounds
Damn.
really intense.
It is, which is why he's developed incremental versions of it for specific uses. It's extremely difficult to maintain the full form for long.
Until you get to Dragon Ball Heroes, aka Dragon Ball fanfiction gone Kaioken times 1,000.
While technically a different
Kinda.
continuity, CC Goku
CC Goku is an alternate continuation of the Super anime. Xeno Goku experienced GT, attained the Super Saiyan 4 full power limit breaker form, and defeated universe busters such as Omega Shenron, Silas, and Shamel. CC Goku defeated Xeno Goku in Duel of the Strongest.
is functionally a stand-in for the mainline Goku. His history and powers are the same, making his story just as much of a what-if scenario as the multiple super continuities. The only real difference is Toriyama's not really involved.
This Goku used instant transmission to teleport through time and dimensions. He outsped a god who could see the future. He defeated Dark King Fu, who was
CC Goku has matched Dark King Demigra, whose dark factor could destroy the entire cosmology of Heroes and Xenoverse. There are over 76,434,925,761 major timelines, infinite minor timelines, as well as the crack of time beyond that.
gonna rewrite the entire universe. Hell, this series even makes GT cool. Xeno Goku can break space-time just by going Super Saiyan 4.
Looking back at that goofy monkey boy chopping wood and punching dinosaurs, it's almost overwhelming to think about how far Goku has come, how much he's had to face.
But no matter the challenge, he takes it head-on and pushes through.
Showing everyone,
Damn right he
everywhere,
does.
how to go even further beyond.
I thought that was another guy. Isn't that what
Faster
All
than a
Might does?
speeding bullet, more powerful than a locomotive. It's a bird. It's a plane. It's Superman.
Super asshole.
He's just a locomotive? People in the 40s needed bigger imaginations.
Born on the far-off world of Krypton, the infant Kal-El was sent to Earth by his parents, narrowly escaping Krypton's destruction. Raised by farmers as Clark Kent, he eventually became Superman, champion of the oppressed, the man of tomorrow.
If you've only seen the movies, forget him. Comic book Clark's not the perfect Boy Scout, and he's definitely not Jesus. Wait, weren't the guys who made him Jewish?
Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster were sons of Jewish immigrants and grew up in a time when anti-Semitism went largely unchallenged.
And then that ugly mustache showed up.
Understandably
That
seeking escape
motherfucker.
from some truly terrifying horrors, the pair created Superman to be a simple solution to overwhelming problems.
A hero who could defeat any evil by just punching it. Hell,
And that's why he'll never lose to Goku. And it's why I kinda hate Superman. Because no matter the problem, no matter the situation, he'll show up and he'll punch his way out of it. For no reason other than he's Superman. That's why I also hate arguments for people who are like, well, Batman would win because he's Batman. What do you mean by that? Why do people get to win just because they're that person? That doesn't make any sense. Superman shouldn't be able to punch his way out of any problem just because he's Superman. There should be an actual reason for him to be able to do that. You know, Batman doesn't win every fight just because he's Batman. You know, he should win because there's an actual plan, because you can actually explain to me how he would beat this character.
yeah, that's how I live my life.
After almost 9 decades,
Full name, Clark Joseph Kent. Birth name, Kal-El. Age, over 30 years. 6'3" or 191 centimeters. Occupations, Daily Planet, Daily Star, and Galaxy News. Hobbies, linguistics, robotics, and zoology. Favorite food, beef bourguignon with ketchup. Love interests, oh my god. Lois Lane, Lana Lang, Lala L, Lisa Lazali, Lisa Landes, Lori Ramirez, Luma Lanai, Lila Lorol, LaCrora Lloyd, and Wonder Woman. I think he has a thing for alliteration or whatever, especially the double L's. Like, what the fuck, dude?
Superman has been many things. At the core, his story is one of a refugee, a child who lost his home, left to the mercy of alien people. This new world accepted him, raised him, gave him a new home, because helping others in need is the right thing to do. That's why he became a superhero, the first superhero.
Everything's gotta start somewhere, but he was the first one to really take off. I mean, not literally. It took a while, actually, before he learned how to fly.
In fact, when Clark discovered his Kryptonian heritage, he struggled to accept it and subconsciously developed mental blocks, severing him from his true power, which he would uncover throughout his life.
He's strong enough to shoulder press the weight of the Earth for 5 days straight, or crush coal into perfectly cut diamond.
That's not how that works.
He's fast enough to reach the edge of the universe in seconds, or even break the bond.
Superman flew to the edge of the universe to help restore the shrunken cosmos. After a return to normal, he flew the total distance back to Earth from its actual edge.
Of infinity. Wait, he can do all that, but Batman can punch him out? Really?
Yeah.
You're probably thinking of Elseworld stories outside main canon like Dark Knight Returns.
Yeah.
It's a good question though. Superman's powers have fluctuated over time for a variety of reasons. However, for Death Battle, we take the characters at their
best.
Yeah, like how his breath is so
Bioelectric aura, flight, heat vision, super breath, super flare, super hearing, super speed, molecular phasing, infinite mass punch.
powerful he can sneeze away a solar system, or blow air cold enough to freeze ghosts.
Speaking of, his X-ray vision doesn't just see through walls. He
Super strength, super vision, electromagnetic, fourth dimensional, microscopic, telescopic, and X-ray, time travel, Genesis powers, energy constructs, interstellar teleportation, and mechanokinesis.
can see through your own body and mind to examine your soul.
And yet, he can't see through lead. That's okay, though. He can just burn through it with his face. Since he gets his power from the yellow sun, his heat vision burns with the fire of a star. And if beams aren't enough, he can blast it out of his whole body for a super flare. It used to totally drain him, but he's learned how to control it.
Simply put, Superman's powers defy physics. My favorite examples of this are when he rebuilt the reality-warping miracle machine from memory, or punched Brainiac so hard every version of him felt it through all of time, or when he gained 10 years worth of medical training through only 5 minutes of reading, and then successfully performed lung surgery.
Nice. My favorite example is when he smelled brownies in North Dakota from orbit.
Even beyond his powers,
Bro.
Superman is no
See, that's the kind of shit I'm saying. It's like, he just does that because he can. No explanation, no rhyme, no reason. He can do that stuff. Key control, martial arts, boxing, jujitsu, Krav Maga, pressure point fighting, Tokazam Row, astral projection, energy purification, and increases his combat instincts. Tarkam's bow, Kryptonian theta state, illusion projection, mind manipulation, and
novice
projection.
when it comes to the intricacies of battle.
He's trained in Kryptonian martial arts, which uses G, or as they call it, Shriar. He even got summoned to Asgard to fight demons with Thor for 1,000 years.
Superman can resist being erased from existence, such as tanking Darkseid's Omega Beams. Even Retcon and the Time Trapper, both of which hijack and alter timelines, can't touch him. Not because of his powerful mental defenses or healing factor, but because he's a cosmic linchpin in the greater metaverse.
Timelines literally revolve around him.
But let's address the S-shaped
Yeah.
elephant in the room. You
See,
may have
that's what I'm
noticed we
saying,
covered a
like,
variety
what
of
the
Superman
fuck?
eras. Superman and DC Comics as a whole have gone through multiple retcons.
Golden Age, Silver Age, Pre-Crisis, Post-Crisis, New 52, Rebirth, and so on.
It would help to know which one is the main Superman, right? Well,
They all are.
Yeah, the latest reboots basically said everything in the main series is kinda canon, even when he had wacky powers like changing his appearance with a super muscular control. I
Yeah.
guess he can still phase through almost anything, even people.
Look, if you really dig into it, this is
Even beyond the infinite multiverse, quote unquote, continuity, most mainline eras of Superman can be directly scaled to each other. Post-Crisis Superman fought Golden Age Superman, who matched pre-Crisis Superman.
new. Plenty of characters have
Wait,
recalled
hold on.
events from supposedly
Post-Crisis Superman fought Golden Age Superman, who matched pre-Crisis Superman. Just sit and think about that.
retcon timelines before.
Yeah, post-crisis Supes did start as less powerful than in pre-crisis, but that was because of the mental blocks.
Though he's not a complete composite, there's so many other Supermen out there.
Future Superman, Big Robot Superman, Kami Superman,
Oh shit.
Dinosaur Superman.
Yeah.
There's a bunch.
Still, this new canon has affected his abilities. For example, he and other Kryptonians can effortlessly travel through time. And while
Time travel was originally utilized by Golden Age and pre-Crisis Superman, who traveled to the past, future, and alternate dimensions, as well as higher dimensions at
Superman's
will.
powers stem from the Earth's yellow sun, exposure to a blue star increases them even further. In fact, upon visiting a white star, he attained a whole new level of power.
When that old baldy Lex teleported him to another galaxy, Superman just popped back up, saying space-time has lost its meaning for him. He really just said that.
Remember,
Look at
Superman
Lex's
defies
face too when he
physics.
says
For
it.
him. He really just
It's like, oh shit, I fucked up.
said that.
Remember, Superman defies physics.
Like when he used
Yeah.
heat vision to restart the universe by making an all-new Big Bang.
We've seen that his
Like,
universe
see, this
is
is what I
radius
mean.
of
He
at least
he
100
defies
trillion light
logic.
years,
It
but we can calculate a
pisses
more
me
exact
off.
figure. The DC universe is 15 billion years old and expands at 60 trillion light years per half second. This means its radius must be over 50 nonillion light years across.
God
What?
damn.
That's 31.
The 60 trillion light-year rate would last longer than our own universe's epoch, as the DC timeline ends 22 billion years after the present time. Its universe's scope should be even larger.
Zeros, and Supes helped make that happen.
Well, about 1/5 of it. That's still immense power, but if you want something bigger, here's the Anti-Monitor blasting.
Brainiac identified Superman and his allies as the Big Bang's contributors, not Spectre, and Superman did so without Parallax energy. His heat vision stands up to universal threats such as Imperiex and the amplified Molly the Keeper, so this is consistent. Jeez.
Golden Age Superman with all the energy of the antimatter universe. And then Superman,
Punched him so hard it kickstarted another one of those reboots.
Now, Superman does have weak.
Kryptonite. Green fatally saps his strength. Red creates random mutations. Black causes murderous insanity. Gold permanently removes his powers. Kryptonian viruses. Blood Morale, Doomsday Virus, and Virus X. Lead blocks his X-ray vision. Magic vulnerability. Red solar energy, and sensory overload. And none of this matters because Goku is the kind of person who won't use a weakness to win. He would destroy the weakness, like we see in, again, the first fight that they had.
Weaknesses. There's kryptonite, of course, and exposure to red starlight can fade his powers over time.
Not all at once. He has been able to move planets around while under a red star. So...
And everyone knows Superman can't deal with magic, but it's more accurate to say he doesn't have any special resistances to it. He's defeated plenty of magic users before, even Shazam.
Superman challenges the idea that absolute power corrupts absolutely. He's the goodest good guy of them all, but there is nuance to being good. Even if he is the ultimate power fantasy, unstoppable and incorruptible.
Such as when he took on the
That moment, man. This moment. The cardboard speech. Great speech. Even if I don't like Superman, that was a great speech. Saved Felicity Rose, the Phalesians, Earth, and the Omniverse. Shook the Phantom Zone with a single punch. Obliterated the World Forger's multiverse. Survived multiple Source Wall explosions. Restored all timelines while fighting Jackson. Destroyed Darkseid's true forms with a sub-quantum shout. and defeated Lex Luthor, General Zod, Doomsday, Dominus, Quantum Mechanics, World Forger, and Ultraman.
World Forger, one of the most powerful reality shapers in all of creation.
Who was in the sixth dimension, crafting a whole new multiverse to replace the one Clark calls home? Who's gonna stop him?
Superman could, and the Forger knew it. So he was trapped on a world with a sun so distant he could never escape. Or so the Forger thought.
Instead,
And then he just
Clark
did.
found the strength he needed to fly
Yep.
at that sun,
Of
dip
course
through
he
a ton
did.
of stars, KO the World Forger, and shatter his new multiverse with a single punch. Because
Bro.
that's Superman, a simple solution to overwhelming problems.
He's the kind of person to save a cat from a tree, answer Christmas cards from strangers, and tow hundreds of planets to a new galaxy all in the same day. What's not
Yeah.
to like?
Truth and justice has no better champion than the Man of Steel.
Discover unflavored Maison Perrier. Signature grand
Fucking
doubles,
big blue
crafted
Boy
for
Scout
friends.
over here.
The hardest thing is to get started. You have to get it on paper.
All right, the combatants are set. We've run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for a death battle!
Damn, already starting fucking crazy. Look at the animation on this, man.
We'll finally settle who's stronger.
If you say so.
We already know the answer. You've lost twice, man. You're not winning this one. But, you know, give him hell. He's gonna win, but make him work for that win, damn it. Love that fucking noise.
You're holding back. Give it your all. No regrets.
I'm doing just fine.
No, he's right. If you're gonna fight, don't hold back. Give it everything you got. Otherwise, what's the point? If he loses to you, he wants to know he lost when you were fighting your best, not when you were holding back. One-inch punch. Dude.
Well, I guess we can wish it back later.
World made of cardboard.
Yep.
All right, I'll show you just how powerful I really am.
There you go. Don't hold back. Oh shit, he's doing alternate timelines. That was Blue Superman. Ultraman and Goku Black. Oh shit, Robot Superman.
Well, what do you think?
That was awesome. Nice suit.
Oh, thanks. Kryptonian fabric. My mom made it for me.
Come on, Goku. Like, Super Saiyan God wasn't doing anything. Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan, sorry, wasn't doing anything. What was Base Form gonna do? God damn, this animation is so good, man. This is a great fucking fight. Oh shit! Oh, he's hitting them. I mean, it's not impossible. Gohan was able to do it in his Beast Form. But damn. Yeah, get out of there, man. Oh, this is gonna be it. Right? Yeah, this is the final. Oh, shit.
Finally.
Yeah, he's not holding back. I know you won't, but this is it, Goku. If you're gonna win, this is the moment.
darn it.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Almost had me there. That was actually pretty fun.
Yeah, it sure was. But I'll be stronger next time.
I look forward to it.
Let's go
I like
again.
they became friends.
You're on.
KO! That's it! The final indisputable answer!
Alright, before we listen to the rest of that, I'm gonna go back. Like I said, there was something I want to talk about. Here. Where he does this, where he blows up the planet by powering up. I've seen so many people be like, Goku would never do that. He would never power up to and destroy the planet like that. What does that have to do with a fight to the death here? Like, have you never watched, like, I feel like the people who complain about that have never watched Death Battle or don't know the actual Death Battle rules. They remove stuff like that specifically so that the people can fight at their full capacity. The best example, or one of the best examples, is people like Batman, who have a no-kill rule. If you put them in Death Battle and let them keep that no-kill rule, they're not going to fight at their best because they're not going to be trying to kill their opponent. Goku is similar. He doesn't want to kill people. He wants to fight them, defeat them, then give them a chance to leave and get stronger so he can challenge them again another day. But in this instance, they're taking away the fact, the fact that these two are protectors of the planet and stuff. Yeah, you're right. They would never fight so hard that they would destroy the entire universe and shit like it just showed. But in a death battle, they take away that because otherwise you can't show them using their full 100% unrestrained abilities because they're holding back trying not to destroy the planet they're standing on or destroy the fucking moon or the universe or whatever. So it makes sense that he did it because he's not holding back. He didn't care about the planet in that moment. All he cared about was beating Superman.
Cliff it up!
The great thing about the Google Career Certificate is no experience is necessary. We are teaching you literally the
That's it! The final indisputable answer! Who am I kidding? People are gonna argue this one forever.
There's
Yeah.
so many ways this battle could go, especially with all the other continuities.
Yeah, for real. Goku would kick almost every other Superman's ass, except
Yeah.
for the main one.
There's a lot to cover, so let's address the 5 categories most representative of this fight.
First up, strength. Both could hit hard enough to break or make their whole universe, or take it in stride, like when Superman got smacked by the whole antimatter universe.
At most, Dragon Ball's universe is
DC's universe is layered with numerous spatial and fractal dimensions. When comparing arguments that Dragon Ball and DC's universes could be infinite in scope, DC's is much more layered and complex.
1,505 times larger than our own. But based on the DC Universe's officially established age and rate of expansion, it is 1.6 vigintillion times larger. Over
Jesus
a
Christ.
times more than Goku's.
At some point, you reach a number high enough that it just doesn't mean anything anymore.
I mean,
Goku's
yeah.
obviously gotten stronger since the Beerus fight, even by billions or trillions of times.
Oh god. Mixaplick, the fifth dimensional imp, can destroy infinite timelines, all numbered dimensions, the bleed, the spear of the gods, and the fifth dimension itself. The World Forger, a sixth dimensional being, is superior to Mixaplick's and Forged Hyper Time. Dragon Ball Heroes' infinite timelines and the crack of time does not meet this scope.
Defeated Jiren, Broly, Moro, and Fu.
But even if we highball Goku by quadrillions or quintillions of times, the gap is just too much, especially with the World Forger feat. Not even Heroes competes with that. Superman takes the edge in strength.
But strength isn't everything. Let's talk speed. Both are obviously way faster than light, but Superman crossed that mega-sized universe of
Fun fact, Superman can actually produce 10 billion decibels of sound, which is enough power to destroy 10 E plus 99999998990 universes. A classic case of writers cannot do math.
His in seconds and flew faster than infinity.
Makes sense, he can keep up with the Flash, whose speed is so ludicrous it's unquantifiable.
Don't count Goku out though. Flying across the entire afterlife in base form and outspeeding Eos's future sight takes some crazy speed.
Fighting Zamasu as an omnipresent
Cooler intercepted Goku during instant transmission's dimensional hop, which could be an immeasurable speed feat. The dark factor used by several villains Goku fought could also be immeasurable.
merged timeline also implies immeasurable speeds.
That, combined with instant transmission and Ultra Instinct, could probably keep up.
Maybe. Quantifiably, Superman is faster, but both are immeasurable. The safest bet here is to say they tie in speed.
That's fair enough.
Especially when we look at skill. Goku's a martial arts master. He's definitely got better battle instincts. He wants to fight and is dedicated to his training, while Superman sees training as a means to...
Yeah. Goku could summon backup with game card technology, however, Superman has an army of robot duplicates on par with the Justice League. Superman's bioelectric aura can also disable and destroy advanced technology such as Lex Luthor's war suit.
Superman's knowledge in pressure point combat and Kryptonian martial arts are impressive, but he's only used them a few times. It would be disingenuous to say he's an equivalent master at them.
So Goku wins in skill, but not necessarily in experience.
Don't get it wrong, Superman is not a mindless brawler. He's trained with Batman and Wonder Woman.
This is another thing. I feel like people just listen to this and don't read the explanations that pop up here. These explain a lot of the other stuff that people seem to have problems with usually. Superman should win in a battle of attrition. Goku can fight for a week straight, but his ki and senzu beans are finite. Superman can function indefinitely without rest, eating, or sleeping, and with a constant healing factor so long as he has sunlight.
Even defeated martial arts experts like Cobra without powers.
Goku has spent decades training, but Superman battled Norse demons for 1,000 years.
He's also astonishingly brilliant, like when he reassembled the reality warping miracle machine from memory. Experience obviously goes to Superman, but perhaps less obvious is our last category, powers.
Hakai, Spirit Bomb, Mafuba, Instant Transmission, God Ki, God Bind. How does Goku not win with those?
In Dragon Ball, Ki
Fair.
is dependent on...
Superman could likely counter status debuffs from heroes such as Dimensional Domain, as he has resisted the biological decay field of Doomsday and the power nullification of the Hollow Men. He's also developed resistance to energy-draining villains such as the Sun Eater, Parasite, and Silver Banshee.
Physical ability, so it's different from magic. God Ki is simply pure Ki, and magic isn't an auto win against Superman anyway, whose greater strength could break out of something like the God Bind.
Mafuba and the Spirit Bomb would take way too long.
Superman has escaped Time Stops, Vandal Savage's Hyper Time Prison, and the Overvoid. It's unlikely the Mafuba could contain him.
And Goku's never successfully used Hakai before. Even if he did land it, Superman's impossible to erase from reality. Like, he's tanked Omega Beams, which do the same thing as Hakai.
Superman can time travel, countering instant transmission's similar ability from...
While outside his usual arsenal, Goku could potentially acquire reality warping items such as the Awakened Key Sword, Dragon Balls, or the Universe Tree Energy. However, Superman can construct and power the Miracle Machine by himself, which has enough power to rewrite the entire DC cosmology.
Heroes. And regarding teleporting him to a red star, ignoring the fact that Saiyans can't breathe in space, though Goku's certainly tough enough to withstand a vacuum, instant transmission requires another person to act as a beacon. He can't just warp to any red...
Goku had greater martial arts mastery, more varied techniques, and better mobility via his instant transmission, but he had limited ki energy. His Ultra Instinct was, however, similar to the Theta state, and he had potentially similar speeds, making those a wash. Superman has far greater strength, was much more experienced, had higher intelligence, had superior stamina as long as he had access to sunlight, and could counter most of Goku's techniques with his own powers. However, was limited in martial arts.
Star.
Even if he did, Superman could simply fly away and find a blue or white star for a supercharge.
And Goku could not pull off the same trick twice, as Superman could phase through his attacks.
So, that's it then. Clark has too many counters, so he takes the edge in powers and it's over.
Well, I think there's something else. Goku versus Superman breaches a broader zeitgeist. It's more than just two characters fighting. For a whole generation, especially in 90s America, superheroes represented an unyielding status quo. Spider-Man, Batman, Captain America rarely change who they are or what they believe in. For a lot of people, that's tiring, and Superman is an icon of that. Then along came anime. There was a whole other world of ideas and stories for us sheltered Westerners to experience, and Goku's an icon of that. So while many see this as a debate between characters, others see it as a debate of ideologies and culture. And if that's what's at stake, who wants Goku to lose?
You're sure you're not overthinking this?
It's not our intent, but it does call into question what we're doing. How can people agree with what we take as fact when fiction relies on interpretation? Are we stripping characters of their importance by simplifying them to contestants in a vacuum of violence? And if so, then what's the point?
Because it's fun, Wiz.
Exactly.
There's more than one way to appreciate something. We're having a great time talking about awesome characters and slamming action figures together. And that's okay.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm just saying, no matter who you prefer, that battle was super, man.
That's the worst pun.
What? It fits them both.
It's so lame.
I don't see you doing any better.
I do the math. The pun's your job.
Well, maybe if you math as good as I punned, then Goku would have won.
What is wrong with you?
But that's the point that I always try to make, especially with ones like these, Superman versus Goku, Omni-Man versus Bardock, Ben 10 versus Green Lantern. At the end of the day, regardless of whether you agree with what anyone said, what I've said, what they've said, whatever, this was all for fun. Me reacting to this, them creating it, all of it is for fun. They want people to have a good time watching their videos. I want people to have a good time watching mine. There's no reason to get all heated and agitated and make videos ranting and bitching about how Death Battle was wrong, how they left out this feat, how they left out that feat, how this would never happen this way. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. They wanted to create a show where they research characters, do some real world math and science, show just how mind-boggling these characters are because the writers don't really think about it in the moment, and then give us an epic fight with shit exploding and people getting bloody until one of them dies. Whether you agree with the outcome or not, you should just enjoy the ride. There are definitely a lot of death battles I don't agree with. This is one of them. I want Goku to win every time I see him go up against Superman. I understand why they don't make him win, though. I get what they're saying. And in the end, I was just happy to watch the fight. That was an awesome fight. Just like they said, that was insane, man. It was crazy. And I hope they keep making more and more death battles for years to come, Even if they end up retiring, I hope they pass it on to someone else and they keep doing it. It's a good show and I enjoy it.